The following shir is dedicated to my close Talmud, Daniel Simcha Chef, for a full shlema, as I will explain. Baruch Hashem, last night we were zoichet to make a Simcha Chachas Sefer Torah and give out smichas and to sign on a building for our kol. It was an auspicious night for Kol Torah's Chaim. And in the midst of the Simcha, I was dancing with Daniel Simcha, and he was trying to put the Sefer Torah away in the Aron, and I was trying to keep it out of the Aron, as is Minhag Yisrael, these type of things. And unfortunately, as I was taking the Sefer Torah from his hands, so he slipped, and Baruch Hashem, the Sefer Torah was right, but he hurt his leg quite badly. And of course, I felt very, very upset at myself that such a avera of Hezek Adam happened for me. Adam Mud Olam, even in the course of dancing, even though there is a tshuva from the Tshuva Sadeshan. The Tshuva Sadeshan says that a person is moichel on any damages that come from a simcha. Tshuva Sadeshan is talking about weddings which used to take place, have horses come into the wedding, and sometimes that could cause damages. Says the Tshuva Sadeshan, when a person walks into a simcha, he's automatically moichel any damages that come about. So, therefore, there's mechila, but still, you should feel bad that we are causing damages to other people. So, I'd like to dedicate this year to him, unfortunately for his leg, and I have a Gemara in Nida. It's a Gemara in Nida, Daf Lamed Aleph. The Gemara says that when a person, it tells a story of two people who are going to catch a boat, and one of them hurt his leg. And it says he was Macharov Magadif. He was cursing God, Macharov Magadif. A terrible, terrible thing. 3 days later, the Gemara says, he found out that the boat had sank, and he was praising Hashem. And on this, Chazal tell us, Hashem does great, great miracles alone. Why? Because this person is cursing Hashem. Hashem is trying to save his life. So he shouldn't get on this boat that's going to sink. And this person is cursing Hashem. That's So, what I've noticed in my own life is that 3 times in my life I've had major leg injuries. Yeah. And each time, it's come about tremendous changes in my life afterwards. And I see from other people as well that when Hashem breaks your leg or causes you a leg injury, even if it's a bad sprain, it means that it's your path in life is changing. You have to have some active participation in it. Yeah. But Hashem is showing you your path in life is changing. I just want to tell quickly my own personal story here. I was 14 or 15. I was at the Bronx High School of Science. I was training for the Olympics. And we used to train, I was doing 400-meter hurdles, right? I was in the top in New York City in hurdles. I remember that. My goal was, I was training for the Olympics. I had my sight on the Olympics. And I used to jump over those large garbage cans as practice while I was running. One time I missed it by like a millimeter. My ankle grazed over the garbage can, and I came crashing down onto the New York City concrete in the Bronx in Fort Apache. Not the best place to fall. Baruch Hashem, no one stole my clothing. But after that experience, Rav Meir Kahana came to our school, and he said, you're all in the wrong school. You think there's a good school, but you have to leave and go to Israel to yeshiva. I didn't know what a yeshiva was, but this is the first time in my life I heard someone speaking sincerely. Meir Kahana was a very passionate person. So when you come to Israel, come to my house for Shabbos. I actually, 2 years later, I was in Eretz Yisrael. That foot injury caused me to think about my life and think, I had the following thought. I'm running 100 miles a week, but I'm not getting anywhere because in the end of the day, I'm right in the same place where I started. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. In any event, that was my first leg experience. Rav Meir Kahana invited me for Shabbos. 2 years later, I was in Israel. and I actually spent Shabbos with Rav Meir Kahana. He had one primary agenda: to change the educational system in Israel. Because, as I've said many times, a lot of Israelis don't know Avraham Yitzchak is Yaakovar, they know Moshe Rabbeinu is, right? That was my first leg injury. My second leg injury took place about 6 years later. First year I got married. I was going to buy food for a kiddush, and there was a car in the wrong lane who swerved and hit me, threw me quite high in the air, and I landed on my head. I was run over afterwards by a watermelon truck, and although my head didn't sustain any major injuries, there was no internal injury, but I did break both my legs. And that car accident started me on my whole path in life of thanking Hashem when things look bad, to write Svarim, to open up Koilim, and Baruch Hashem. That was my second major leg injury. My third major leg injury took place on one of my fundraising trips. I was coming to New York. It was a heavy snowstorm. I was coming out of shul, and I slipped on the ice, and I broke my leg. Yeah, and I remember still my ankle was about this wide afterwards. And it was a Friday morning. They took me to St. Luke's Hospital in Harlem, and as they were letting me in, I was smiling. They said, "Why are you smiling? You just broke your leg." I said, "Because I know this is for the best." I said, "Take this guy to Bellevue. He's in the wrong hospital." And Baruch Hashem, I was there a few hours, and it was getting close to Shabbos, and it was there that I met Dr. Ezekiel. Right? It was 2 hours before Shabbos. I said, "Dr. Ezekiel, I want to tell you two things. Number one is that you're named after the biggest prophet that ever lived." And I told him about the Ma'aseh Merkava. And the second thing I told him was that, and he was shocked when he heard this. The second thing I told him is that Ezekiel, Dr. Ezekiel, in 2 hours, the Jewish holiday, and I'm going to be stuck here for the entire Sabbath, said, "In 1 hour, you can have me bandaged up and out of here so I can make Shabbos in Brooklyn." But Kach Haye, he did it. He goes like this. "Yes, sir." And he got me out of there. And I spent Shabbos by the Miller family in Flatbush. In any event, after that event, it really got me thinking about my life, and again made major changes. So 3 pivotal points in my life where I had leg injuries, and all those 3 times I made major changes in my life. I'll just add that my last day in America on crutches, I ran into a lawyer, and he told me, Rabbi Travis, he said, "Did you slip on the ice?" I said, "In fact, I did." He said, "Did you sue?" I said, "I didn't." He said, "It's the minhag in America to sue. If you don't sue, then you're going over the minhag. That's a very serious transgression." Anyway, I sued. We got quite a nice settlement. But aside from that, I made changes in my life, tried to slow down a little bit, and Baruch Hashem, I'm thankful to Hashem for those 3 times I broke my leg. I prefer not to happen again because it's quite painful being on crutches and a cast. But this is something we have to remember. When difficult experiences happen in our life, especially hurting our legs, right? Our legs are parallel to the spheres of Netzach and Hod, and they are the vehicles that take us from one level to another. Netzach and Hod are the Yisod of the spheres that are for movements, taking this important spheres to the next level through Netzach, Hod, and Yisod. So the leg injuries signify that our path in life needs to be altered. Yeah, it needs to be tweaked at least. So this is my message to my dear Talmud, Daniel Simcha Chef. First of all, I'm so sorry. And I told him I'm trying to make it up any way that I can, number one. But number two, this is a great opportunity to think about your life and to make some changes that you're waiting to make. And B'ezrat Hashem, you'll have tremendous siyata d'shmaya in all ways. We should, Hashem, when I hurt my leg that time, about 100 people told me, "What about Ragli Chasidim Yishmor?" The first time was funny, but the next 99 times it wasn't so funny. That's a good thing to remember when people are on crutches. It's not such a funny joke to say Ragli Chasidim Yishmor. That Hashem guards the legs of Chasidim. But the point is that I wish him a refuah shalema, and he should be healthy and continue to do the great things that he does. Amen. Cain. Tiei Ratzon.